down and rotate late. Come forward, 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 and rotate. You know, that's the easy way to teach too, I'm sure. But my way's always been, and I don't know why I came up with this, but I just did, triangle. So rod tip has to go in a triangle. That's the first instruction. Move the rod tip in a triangle. So straight line on the ground, and I can show you the first stroke of the triangle because it's orange. Vertically up, as if, and I walk around and put the rod in the ground so that people can see. The second path of the rod tip is up the post. And we've got to stop at the top of the post. So let's say the top of the post is here. The third stroke of the triangle is absolutely at the target. So the unrolling loop, the height of the unrolling loop can only be this high, it can't be any higher. The path is forward and down, so the loop can't get any higher. If I want a lower loop to get under a bush, I'm going to stop here, forward and down, but it's still a triangle. If I want a lower loop to get really under a bush, it is here, forward and down. I then tell people if you want length, you can't have a low post. You've got to have a high post because of the way the line needs to come up off the water. So first instructions, triangular tip path. Back in a straight line. I don't want it drawn around here because this is no longer a straight line. Straight line. Up this invisible post to whatever height you want, and then forward and down. So the tip path for the delivery stroke is like this, and I bend the rod. It's not like this, and it's not like this. It's dead straight to get the narrow loop and the accurate cast. Triangular tip path, number one. Number two is when do I put the power in? You judge, I say. Do I put the power in early, in the middle, or late? And I really emphasise how late it's going to be. And I always click my fingers. So there's an audible when the power comes in, as well as you have to decide. Do you think it was early, do you think it was in the middle, or do you think it was late? And I want to hear, oh, it was late. So then I have these stupid terms like delayed gratification. So leave it, wait for 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 it. Late power application. So now we've got two things. Triangular tip path, and we've got a late application of power. And I reckon most people can cope with three. So I can then give them a third thing. And I think it's the same with the pick up and lay down cast. Most things I teach in threes. Because people can cope with three. Soon Lee, when you tell him that there's three things, he says too many, and he'll walk away from you, you know. He's a machine. He wants to really simplify things. So the third thing I teach is the rotation of the rod. Not just the power, which to me, power is force. I want to talk about the rod rotation now, not just the tip path. So then I tell them this backslash, backslash, backslash story. Backslash, 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 forward slash. So I talk about the typing an email, you know. A bad cast would be backslash to forward slash, and a good cast would be backslash, 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 forward slash. And I reckon people can cope with those three things. Just occasionally, I get someone who does it with a straight arm. And of course it's got to produce a dome. So then I explain that the rod tip path, the delivery stroke, is above this. You know, it's a vertical, it's not way over there and it's not way up here. So I asked them to judge that this is 6 feet from me. So the rod tip path has to go past my body 6 feet away. But right now, my rod tip is how far away? 11 feet, they all tell me. It's about right. And how's that going to happen? It starts off 11 feet away, but it has to go past me 6 or 7 feet away. So I do explain to some people who need it, I explain that your wrist can make the rod work like a rudder on a yacht. I can come this way, which is too close to me, or I can go that way, which is too far. So somewhere in between, my wrist can operate to bring the tip in above this line. Additionally, I can bring my elbow in, especially if I was a girl, good-looking girl, would have a waist in here, to tuck your elbow into as well. And now the tip path is close to my body, and the tip path has to now continue along the top of that line that lays on the water. And that is required sometimes, I reckon. Back as far as you can reach. That's only 7 feet away. Up the invisible post. Stop at the top. Forward and down, coming in, cocking, 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 cocking. This D-loop the top leg has to be laid back, otherwise there's no weight. If you rotate early, I explained that the line comes in front all the time, so it's got to be laid back. And late power application.